Hello, welcome. Welcome to another ES Futures trading stream. It has been maybe a week, something more since the last time I was here. This was some kind of like a really interesting market what we were having here. I have been testing Sierra charts this time. I still believe Window, which is this one, is the best charting platform, but Sierra is really close, man. As maybe that what Sierra has or has not is the user-friendly interface that that Windows has. You can use Windows really. Really, the way how you learn this is really easy. Really easy. There's not much to say here. Okay, we are facing a gap here. Before going over there, I need to talk about something here. Right, this market has been, and to do, let me call my, I got a bunch of charts here. Sometimes, sometimes you have just too much information in your screens. That is, it can be, you can have analysis paralysis when you have too much thing. But I am using this range here for, since the market reached this low, basically after this day here, we have this and then we have this. Oh, okay, there is something going on here. If you remember this day here, and what I have put yesterday in Discord is just this thing, right? This thing here, how the market, and this is typical short-term trading, right? We have a trap, a short trap here being set here, and then develops, right? The main thing here is that while this happened here, while this happened here, I was paying close attention to this range here, and that's why I have it highlighted here. The market was trying to close this gap this day, but it couldn't even get to this high, right? This bar. And why I choose this bar? Because it's a really narrow bar, relative to all of what was happening during those days. Right? It couldn't get this high, and boom, the next thing we know is the opposite side of this range here, right? Just that thing. And yesterday, I just put this one in Discord because this is the same thing, okay? The same thing that happened here. Same thing could be happening here as well. Now, I even have this mark here around the 52.40, I believe. I haven't marked in my charts. Yeah, this is this one here. Channel range low. Yeah. And there was a lot of back and forth at the time. Lots of back and forth. Let me see if I can call that this one. This is the nice thing of Sierra, right? I can have this. I mean, what is an advantage sometimes is this the over? No, yeah, this is what happened yesterday, right? It had a lot of things, but it was, the market took the previous day high, but it just lacked confidence. It came back. It was doing back and forth from very specific levels here, right? But it used this one, and once this one was clear, right? The market get out of the previous day range, you know. It just continues to wait high, but it was so painful to watch. One, painful to watch here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know what the heck I done here. Where are my charts, man? Come on, where are you? Gosh. Close chart book. Okay. Open chart book. Open. All right. And what happened yesterday or before yesterday, the market was selling on news, right? It was news that Trump was going to remove, he put something out there that Trump was going to remove Chairman Powell, blah 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 blah, and this selling that happened here was so I mean, grinding is way lower. Also so bad, man. I've never seen a day that was so a trending day that was so bad, really bad. And at the time, I remember I was watching this day, and I saw this happening here. This is an aberration here, right? I was waiting here, waiting for this market come back to here, and this is a short. It never came back. You have one here. You have one here. Right? First, you have a gap here. Let me think of swim again. Okay, you have a gap here. This was this day here. You have a gap, which is a breakout of an inside bar. An inside bar breakout in a market that is trending lower in the monthly, right? Trending lower in the monthly, trending lower in the weekly, all right? And it's a breakout in the direction that all trends, right? This syncs, this puts everything on sync here. Daily, weekly, monthly time frames syncing, right? To trend lower here. This is a breakout of the side, breakout on inside. The next thing, right? We have a gap, breakout on inside, but breakout the 2 days range. Next thing, breakout of the 4-day range. Right. Next thing, breakout of the 6-day range here. Can you see this 6-day range here? Right. When it got to this 6-day range here, right, we have this channel here. I was watching this one, watching this and waiting to see this one. This one is something very similar to this one. And I believe I did put something on Discord as well about that thing, right? When this was happening. You have this trend line here. Remember this trend line, breakout on inside bar, breakout the other range, and the note that I put there, why it was happening, was, we have some outs, the rebalancing before the breakout of this, the last breakout, but after that, it did not have continuation. It just in the breakout and was bought. There was some rebalancing that happened down there, right? Which put this bottom range back inside, right? Hard to see that when you were seeing a big break that was happening. Really hard to see, right? The node that I put is, whoever said the trade is easy is really crazy. Right? It was one of the hardest days to trade. But what happened here during this day? This is, you will see this kind, not the kind of days, but the kind of trading that happened here. Right? A trade, you have really nothing here. You have this. This is an aberration here. You have one distribution here. The next thing the market does, right? Doesn't get this to this distribution here. You got one here. Next thing you know, it doesn't close the distribution. Same thing, right? One tick here, it doesn't close with one tick. Then everybody knows, right? The market is going lower. Of course, after that happened, everybody knows the market is going lower, and I have to go short, right? Of course, I have to go short here. This is also very usual. You have some rebalancing that happened. Everybody expecting to come back up here, maybe to this one, and then you have a little bit of downside continuation. There's a lot of chop. This is a really horrendous day to watch, right? Really hard to trade here as well. And sign that everything that was happening here was being conducted by certain traders. Look at where this high, this rebalancing, where it has stopped. Right? Where it stopped? Right at halfback. Now, let's move on to the next day, which was yesterday. Now we have breakout of this inside bar. It closes all the distributions, opens the overnight takes this high out and opens inside. And pay attention to this. The market takes previous day high out during the first period, which is a sign that the market has relative strength. Okay, there's some kind of, but what happened immediately after this happened, the market is both from this high, right there. The same kind of activity that was happening here, the same kind of activity happened here. And look at this, what happened after that. Well, it's been bought again. And again. Right? This is information to carry forward. It doesn't have to be resolved today. Doesn't have to be resolved the same day. Okay, I actually adds, it adds weakness to this point when the market is bought exactly a half back again. Same thing that happened here happens here again. And here comes the uncertainty, right? This part is the uncertainty, but I am going to put this, hold that thought, right? Because I want to finish what I am talking about here. What this thing does, right, before this one, whatever, is notice where the market is at this moment in time. It's taking this inside bar, it's back inside this inside bar. Remember, do you remember where it came from? Where it came from? Do you remember the breakouts that were happening here? Breakout of the inside bar, the breakout of this inside bar, breakout of the 2 days range, breakout of the 5-day range. Okay? Now the same thing, since the market has looked below the range here. Now it's come back inside the range, and the opposite thing is happening now. On May, the odds that this range is revisited, this high is revisited. If this high is not taken, then we may have something that will downside. Now the markets, we don't know. This is the part, right? Remember that thought that I had to ask you to hold, right? Hold that thought, The uncertainty part of this, right? Before we have this one, then potential next thing is breakout of the 2-day range, now breakout of the 5-day range, this time to the upside. Potential destination, this side of the channel, this upper side of the channel, it can be gliding its way higher, and dealing with this part from this area, which is the one that I was talking, I believe early in the stream, from this day, and this is the key, right, of carrying information forward. You never know when you're going to use the information. This area here, during this day, and that's why I have this split, there was tremendous back and forth here. Yeah? It was not just coming lower, higher, but at one moment in time, and that's why I decided to highlight this, there was tremendous volume coming here, right? And the market moving its way high, low, high, really fast, but the difference between another volatile days was there was a high volume coming here. Lots of contracts coming in this area. I don't remember exactly when. That doesn't matter. But the area, I don't remember what periods, right? But the area is kind of like around this area, right? And that's why I decided to highlight this one. And I believe, it is my belief that this can be an important pivot point, right? This is what some kind of traders call pivot levels or whatever. And the market can be sold from here, or this can be an area the market can range the trade sideways and then continue its way higher. What we have above that is this gap high, the last gap, which is this one, which also coincides with the 15% rally from these lows. Okay, from these lows, 10%, 15%, 20%. We can reach this opposite side in 2 days, or we can reach it in 10 days. Why? I have no idea. I have no idea that this is going to go lower. Now, here comes the uncertainty. Yesterday, after the market closed, we have Trump saying he's not going to fire power. He couldn't, anyways, but he just had to say something. The market was selling, selling on news that he was going to remove Chairman Powell. And now the market is buying on the news that he's not going to fire Chairman Powell. But can you see what's happening here? Can you see who is doing this? Right? These markets have tremendous amount of uncertainty, and at the beginning of the year, we were talking about how this thing can stay maybe for 2 years. We may have tremendous amount of chop back and forth for at least 2 years. That's the background, right? That I have. Because also check this out, right? Check this out. What we have here. This is another time frame, right? This is the year. This is 2021, 22, 23. Tremendous. You have 3 years that the market went nowhere. The man's shot back and forth. We're having the same thing now. We have 2 years here, right? It won't be crazy to think the market can close up here, the market can close down here, and maybe the next year doing the same or continues its way high. But remember, we have at least 2 years before midterms, which can bring some kind of change of hands of controls on or who controls the Congress and who controls the Senate, which is something that markets would like better than what is happening now. Right now, everything, right? There's no balance of power now. Only one person is holding all the power here, right? And all the branches of government are in Republican hands, and that's something usually is not something that markets like. Okay, and that's why I say we may have this kind of thing happening for at least 2 years. It is. I'm not saying that's going to, but I have that in the background. Now everybody, remember, and up until yesterday, everybody was saying, right? Everybody was saying, no, the market is going to be lower. And I got something that I did in my homework yesterday. This is, I did this yesterday here, right? This is always catch my attention when these kind of things happen. Right? When everybody and everything, every sign and every chart is pointing one direction, everybody's convinced that something is going to happen. Everybody believes, right, is willing to bet the house, to bet the farm that this market is heading in one direction and one direction only. That's when I have to be very, very alert, right? When everybody agrees on something, okay, watch out, right? Something can happen just because of that. I have put this area as a potential, right? As a potential pivot yesterday, probably targeting this gap high. Right? Remember what happened before? That blue area in the daily charts. Remember what was that about? Remember this area, this one here. Okay. And one day at a time. This market, the volatility has been extremely high. Markets, this kind of trading is absolutely hard. Not that any other markets is easier, but have to pay special attention to this kind of environments. That uncertainty part that is happening, that is something that we don't have control of, and we don't know when it's going to happen. The uncertainty is part of the business, and sometimes it is the business. Okay. Now, from my homework, look at where this, after all this movement, where this market is. Right at the center of the monthly bar, right at the halfback. No? That's something that just pops up right there. Now, in the weekly time frame, this could be a potential area here, this area around the 5,500 to the market. If this high is taken, that represents, right, that signs the end of one time frame lower in the weekly time frame. And that area is 52.28, that area between the 52.28, 55.20 and 55.40. Okay. Oh, my bad. West 55.28, 55.28. I have, okay, this one here, weekly high. This is weekly high. This is not, it's not something that market cannot do today. It's kind of like really close. If this area is taken, next thing we have is a breakout of this inside bar, right? Because there's an immense amount of short that happened here, a 45-degree line to the upside that was trying to take this market higher and just fail it. Every time that they tried, the market just didn't respond. It keeps coming back to POC, and then next thing we know, POC moves lower here. Can you see how POC migrates lower after this happened here? And not just that, right? The same thing that happened here start happening here as well. Right? If POC could have been even lower, right? If there was another bit of, and this one over here, there was no others. The long was crazy here. Being long in this market was crazy. The only trade was to the downside. same as this one here. There was no other trade, even though you can see the market is painful going lower there. Being long here was absolutely the wrong idea here. Tremendous chop though, tremendous chop. I keeping this one open. Never mind. This is, I don't need this. I open this just to show it, but I'm going to keep this one open, and I'm going to keep this one open as well. Now, look at where this low is. Pretty much from this low. Inventory is 100% short. I mean long, 100% long. We have an opening gap, and this is the thing, right? We have an opening gap in ES, Nasdaq, the Dow, Russell. Dow is almost 800 points, right? 800 points. That's unbelievable. There will be a lot of people that is going to be short in this market. There's going to be a lot of people that is going to be long. Now we have a tremendous gap here. Tremendous gap here. When gaps are high, are this big, very unlikely to be filled the same day. It's not impossible, okay? But look where the market is. Almost between two gaps, big gap here, big gap down here, and closing this gap. I think I am. This is better. This is, the market is closing this gap with another gap. Look, this is the bigger gap. This is how big this gap is. A tremendous amount of gap of single prints are going to be here, right? Closing a gap with another gap is just a sign of who is behind, how high the uncertainty is, and you got to be very careful when trading this kind of environments. Okay, gap guidelines apply, balance guidelines are on play today. Okay. Now we got, I guess I talk about everything here. We got just 5 minutes before the opening. Let me put this on the side. But the last thing, right? Some trader yesterday. This was just imagine, okay? And this is part of the market dynamics, okay? Imagine what was happening here, right? Shorts. Everybody's short in the market. Laggards coming here in this area, taking the 4 or 5 day range out, trading below the trend, the trend line, the channel, right? And I look at what happened with them, right? All these shorts see the market, going higher, get squeezed here, right? Really tight, really big squeeze that happened here. Short covering that happens here. And can you imagine what happens when all of these shorts, right, that have not covered, see this happening, right? This is fantastic, right? Oh, the market is coming back to my position. I'm not good. I was losing. I was deep underwater. And when they see this happening, it is not unusual, to see this kind of reactions, right? These breaks I usually use to take losses, right? I was losing 10 times.
Loss refers to the state of no longer having something or someone.
Oh, okay. I was losing 10,000, 100,000, whatever. Now with this one, I'm going to lose only 50, for example, right? Only 50% of what I had when I was up here. This is not unexpected. This is not unusual. That's part of the market dynamics as well. Let's put this on the side. I'm going to put this on the side. Let me put this one back and center. This is what I am watching. Now we have a gap. We have an overnight gap. We have an overnight gap. And the market is right. This highlighted area, you know what it is, right? You know what it is. Probably this, after this happened, is not unusual. This happens all the time as well. We can see here this tremendous upside here. I don't know if that's possible. It is happening today, but it is something I am contemplating that as well. Okay, don't forget about this low here and this one here, these two things here. This is information to carry forward. In the same way I was carrying this information forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days before coming back over here, before checking this one. I don't know when this one is going to this. I don't know for how long I'm going to be carrying this information here. This just gives me an idea of how far the markets can go when they catch momentum. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who is how weak is the structure. It can go long distances. Man. You can go long distances. And remember, being in this kind of environments, this is a huge opening gap that we are going to have. There's tremendous amount of profits to be taken here. Professional, and this is, for me, this is just pure trading here, nothing else. From these charts here, the second one, from here, the only thing that I am care about is the last one. Okay, don't pay attention to nothing else. The only thing that I care here is that one, is this one here. This is the overnight. I don't care about this, but the next one that is going to open, that's the one I'm going to be watching. And this is bid and ask delta. Also, I don't care about this thing. I really don't care. I am just checking this thing. I'm using this to compare to window trade. Window trade, I can have these two in. That's the nice thing about window, right? I can have those things in. I guess it's here, right? I can just see the last one. Can you see the last one? Sierra I had to choose kind of like in days. I cannot put this one here. I had to have a separate chart for those things. Yeah. The other thing, we are in the upper half of 2024 range. We have two ranges here. If you were following the streams, you know what this upper side is, above this and below this, right? And look at what's happening here, right? The upper range, this is the low of the upper range, and this is the high of the lower range. And this area is being gapped back and forth. Gap to the downside, gap to the upside, gap to the downside, gap to the upside. So this is of relevance. For how long it's going to be, I have no idea. Okay, market is going to open. Let's see what happens here. And you will say, I expect tremendous amount of volume coming here. All right, market is open. We're coming to that area. We're coming to that area where I say this can be a pivot. This is tremendous. This area. Look at what this. Look at this low is. This is. Remember what we have yesterday? The lows. We have the same. In this case, 3 wide low, 3 wide high. You know. Guess what you have up here? Stops, right? This is the opening. $360,000 contracts here. The relevance of this area is not overnight high. It's what happened here. But there's a lot of short-term trends that are going to be watching this high. This high is taken. Well, let's go long. It would be crazy to take a short here. Just crazy. I mean, right now, huh? But I'm ready to go short, I'm ready to go long. What kind of open? How much volume do we have at the opening? Do you have volume here? We have 100 or 100,000 is not that much really. It is higher relative to the previous, to the last 4 or 5 days, but it's not that much, man. You know, it was very low. 60, 50 is very low. 100, it was very normal, 90,000, 100, 110, or normal. In the higher side, I would see above 150, 160. We are in this area here. Okay, this is the area where I expect some. Again, this is quote unquote. When you expect something, watch yourself. Okay. But I suspect that there could be some back and forth here. You know, back and forth, higher, lower, until something happens. If something happens here, it can be up, after, or about. It has to be a lot about this area here. Market dynamics, man. Market dynamics. Look at what's happening here. Gap. These ones are being taken up to the upside. Taking a short here. And why would you want to take a short here? Why? It will be against everything. You can see the markets going high. You can see the markets gap. It's tremendous amount of gap. Tremendous gap. And base it on news only. Okay, but right now, going long right after the opening. Wait. The risk in the short is extremely high. You know what? Oh, this is the thing. Why sometimes I use, if I have a trade here, I want to see, for example, how much do I have here for up here? I have three here. I have three here, for example. This could be represent the end of this high here. Doesn't mean that it's going to go lower, but you know, this is the first push that we have here. When this matches the volume, it could be something. Look at what is being bought here. Right from the opening, right? Right from this. How many times it comes to the opening? 3 times? Let's see if we have some downside extension here. Okay. I got something here actually. I have something to the downside. Base it on the tremendous amount of let's see if there's some. I have the 2024 mark right there. This is a counterreaction to overnight inventory. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that, man. Look at that. Look at this, man. This is short squeeze here. What's happening here? This one. Look at this news, slashing tariffs news to de-escalate trade war. It's unbelievable. And this is the thing about trading in this market. It's really, with this kind of volatility, it's really hard to trade futures straight. Really hard, man. I got long puts here, right? But imagine going from here, here, market was down. How many times was bought from this level here? Right? How many times was bought from here? Like 3 times, right? From the opening. The market had almost 50 points to the upside. And look about this market's previous week high, right? It stopped right there, one tick from taking that high. The market went higher 50 points, right? My put went down 1 point, okay? And now, even it went all up there, It's still green. How can you trade this market, man? How can you trade this market with futures? It's really, really hard. And what you have seen here, this movement, this is short squeeze here. This is what it looks like. Okay? Remember, I said I was ready to go long, ready to go short. The market buying from this opening 3 times, it was a no-no. I'm flat now. I'm flat. Now, we have some, this is part of the business, right? We have uncertainty here. Right? We have seen just one, probably the speaker, some kind of speaker of the House or the White House say, White House considers slashing China tariffs to de-escalate trade war. And this is something else that I haven't talked, but I will talk in just a moment. But what's going on? What's going on with the current situation, right? And this is part of the overall situation here. You know, when bonds are going lower, gold is going higher, crude oil is dropping, dollar is dropping, right? What do this means for not for the economy only, but for the country? That's not good, man. That's not good. Absolutely, because when this kind of things happen, when there's uncertainty in the world, usually the dollar is seen as a safe haven, bonds are seen as a safe haven, and nothing that is happening. And that's something that I have also. Okay, this is what I put. This is my homework, part of my homework. This level in the bonds are crazy weak here. It can keep going lower here. Look at what's happening to the dollar. It is below the 2023 vision in the 2003 lows. Look at what's happening. Gold has gone parabolic here. Crude is low. They're forecasting. This is a sign of recession. We may be in the recession. We may be coming. Look at what the market is now. Back and forth from halfback. Back and forth from halfback. Okay. And this, what I can see here happening, if I see bonds, if I see dollar, if I see these charts here, right? This is the United States, okay, losing his position, right, of trust, his unique position that it has in the world, right? The United States is the only country in the world that can print money, that can print its own money without affecting, okay, without affecting the economy. I mean, it does affect, but not in the way as if you were in another country, right? Because the impact that diluting your money here in the United States is way different than printing in China, Germany, Russia, or whatever, right? If the United States print money, the whole world takes that dilution, because the dollar is a reserve currency in the world. That doesn't happen when you have pounds, right? You have pesos or you have bonds or whatever. That doesn't happen. If any other country dilutes its money, there is a crisis right there, almost 100% sure. But the only country that's impacted is that country that is doing that. When the United States does the same thing, the impact is seen in all over the world. Okay, so everybody takes takes something, takes its pie, it's part of the cake here, when the United States does that. So the impact here in the United States is not felt, as if it was another country, and that's a very unique to this economy. That part, that thing is being losing now. And that has to do a lot with confidence. And that's the thing, I believe, that's my belief, that's the thing that is forcing, okay? That's forcing the current administration, they're forcing Donald Trump's hand here now. The United States losing his position, his unique position in the world. Now, what we are seeing here, this is the continuation of that thought. What we are seeing here, you will hear this in another somewhere else too. What we are seeing here, as part of these 2 years, I believe until midterms, depending also what happens in midterms, right? It's the equivalent to being in a storm, right? We have a hurricane. We are in the center of the storm now. When there is a relative calm, but everything is going, is wreaking havoc around us. We are in the center of the storm. It's relatively nice. The markets are rallying. I have 1,000 points rally on the Dow. How much is down? Actually, let me check. The Dow is 1,000 points rally. Nasdaq is almost 700. The ES is almost 170. So it's huge, man, huge here. So everything is very, very nice now. Okay. Remember, we are in the middle of a storm. Check this out. Where's Nasdaq? This is Nasdaq. Where we are at? We are way down here, right? Where is the Dow? Looks tremendous. We are still. This high can be taken. 1, 2, 3 highs. Maybe up here, maybe closing this gap. There's tremendous amount of short inventory here. About Russell. Look at that. There was tremendous attempts, right? Trying to go lower, with volume decreasing, right? This is not a good sign. Look at what happened here, right? This is the volume. As the market, let's check, because I check the ES. What is the ES here? As the market keeps going lower, trying to go lower, what happened to volume? Check this out. Compare these volumes, man. Keep lower and lower and lower and lower. This is not the ES. This is the market overall. Now we are back in see. This potential destination for today can be maybe 55.40, something like that. But that will put this high inside, which targets this gap here. Okay, this gap here. The gap we have here is closing this gap, putting the market in between 2 gaps. The uncertainty here is super high. One tweet, one press release just gave us this tremendous spike here we have. All right? I can't imagine, man. I cannot imagine doing anything here with straight futures. It's really hard. And the trade is to the upside. This is what the market is doing. No. But the uncertainty is part of this business. Okay? Part of this business. It didn't matter the market coming back here, but the market going back and forth from this heavily traded area here. There was tremendous amount of volume here. Remember what we talked early here as a part of the homework? That area is this one. Let me remove that. Is this area here? No, that's not. It's this one here. I don't need to. This is the beauty of window trader, right? I don't need. I just can see it here. This is the one. Yeah, this area here was held back from here to here, held back. I remember that thing. Look at this extension here. My God. And these are the options, right? These are the options. Look at that. This one, I got this at 380. When the market was down here, I got a 380. Look at where the market is right now. This is 50 points, man. 40 points. It has come down only one here. But when they have this spike, you know, it just, the bid and ask, it has no depth after that. Bid and ask just disappeared. There was somebody who bought like a 40, 60, you know, this is really crazy. It went up all the way to 90. It's just, I mean, how can you trade this thing? If you don't have, and this is the thing, if you come to this market 15 minutes before the opening and start to check labels, okay, this is what most people do. What most people do. This is what most people will do. They will come to the market. They will not even dare to check a 30 minutes chart. They will not do that. They will use 5 minutes. 5 minutes, even 1 minute. How can you see it? It's really hard to do anything here. There's just a lot of crap here. There's too much noise here, right? And I start to grab, oh, this is the high, this is the low, things like that, right? And you have no idea of what happened this day, for example, right? What happened here. You don't care. Most people don't carry information. They just put something there and forget about that. Now, this weekly high has been taken. Okay, let me do something. Okay, I need to pay attention. Oh crap! I need to pay attention to what's happening now. All right, this is happening now here. There can be some opportunities now. The market was doing something. When, before that press release, the market was taking this. I was short based on one thing. Okay? I was long puts based on one thing. Okay, inventory. Overnight inventory was extremely high. Extremely long, super long. Right? And what you usually see is something here coming, really taking some rebalancing of this. Okay, that's one thing. When I see the market taking this range out, coming back inside this heavily traded area, and start working its way down, that was one thing. But this is part of the uncertainty, right? We have that press release, right, about considering, because that's crazy, right? Having tariffs, 100% tariffs of who is going to pay those tariffs, for example, right? There is a lot of business here in the United States that is based, right, on what China produces. Everything comes from China, and everything comes cheap. If you put 100% tariffs on whatever comes from China here, everything automatically goes 100% higher. There's no other way around. Right? But it's just craziness. Right? Okay. Okay. And a lot of people, something that a lot of people does is I mean, this short-term traders small traders they start trading micros, right? Okay, man, can you imagine here 40 points in micros? Oh. And when you start having something, you got to monitor, man. And the reason why I took that trade was at the time I saw the action to the upside closing, coming to a close. Maybe it was 3. Right now, oops, we have 46. This is not single digits. Okay. I need to give the market some time here. And this kind of movements to the upside, the way how it happened, I see those kind of things actually as an opportunities, uh, to enter the market here, right? The market was working its way lower here, and that removed all of the weak hands that came here. Now, the weekly is out. Now, one time frame lower has ended in the weekly by 1 tick. Look at this, 1 tick here. Can you see this? 1 tick. Okay. And another news. Oh, no, this is the European Central Bank. Now, this is what the market is doing. It's working its way out through this range here. We have this area. And let me put it here, so you remember this thing, so you can see this thing. I guess it was around this area. Yes, this is that area. What is 40, 50, and 60 and 70? Let me check. No, it's 50 and 60. Okay? 50 and 60. Oh, this is working its way. You got one thing, right, to monitor. This thing fills, the next thing, this blue area, next thing, the gap, next thing, this range. Doesn't have to happen on the same day. Now, we have 3, 6, 9, 12-day range here, 13-day range here, and we have another range in the upper side. This is a 3-week, 4-week range in the upper side, which is this one here, this range here. We have one range in the upper side, one range in the lower side. Okay? So why you want to go short this market? This market is going high. Okay? You have to have context here. You take a short, you need to have a plan, how to take profits, how to take losses, same thing to the upper side. Traders will be buying dips here today, most likely. Okay, how long is it going to last? I have no idea. Look at that. Look at that. Look at what's happening. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? Huh? Come on, man. Look at that. Look at that. This is tremendous chop that is going on. Tremendous, tremendous chop. Got really, really crazy here. How can anybody trade this thing, man? Did you see where it opened? How high it went? Right? The market printed from 62 to how much is this? That's 40 points, right? The same thing that happened here. 40 points. The market was down here, 40, 50 points to the upside. Same thing. The market has been all over the place, all the way up here, all the way down to here in less than a minute. Right? It's crazy. Trying to do something here is absolutely, absolutely crazy. Those options that I was checking still are 380. Right? After all this time, they still keeping their value. VIX is going lower. The thing about VIX is we have really high VIX. You have to adjust your trading. And taking market orders in this kind of environments, boy, that is just, I would say, just suicide. It can be suicide. This is halfback. This orange mark. I'm going to collapse this profile. I don't need this anymore. This high here is, I'm going to leave this just for references here. This is a good low actually. It's a base. It's a base from these shorts. This has been taken out. There can be something here, man. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Boy, this is just so crazy, man. And this is something that I have noticed as well, right? Last week, and I guess the week before that as well, I was trading these options, right? And it happens twice. The market moved in my direction, and this is just crazy. How this is the first time I saw this happening. The market moved in my direction, but the options actually decrease value, right? So I went underwater even though the market went in my direction. And how that's possible? I asked myself, right? What the heck is going on here, right? So this is tremendous amount of uncertainty. The volatility is just crazy here. All right, look at where the market is coming. Did you see where it was bought here? Did you see where it was bought? Volume is very high here. And for what I am seeing here, honestly, to be honest, I may be biased here, but this thing looks like short covering. I have volume, but it looks like short covering here. short squeeze actually. I want to see what happens here. If we have an upside here, or there's some back and forth here in this area here. Just check how big the range is. Bigs, how much is the bigs? The bigs is maybe 30, something like that. Wait a minute. Let me check. Oh. 27. Now, 27 can, biggest 27 can give the market ranges of around 150 points, something like that. How many points we have here? How many handles we have? 54.40. We have 55. There's 60. Oh, this high is crazy, man. Look at what this high is. Not this one. Not this one, but this one here. Where is this current high? Look at that, 5,400. This is not good, man. This can't be good. Cha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Oh, the weekly high is up here. Oh no, this is previous white high. Okay, look at this. This high here. We have an overnight that is 5 wide low here, and this another. Oh, this is not go to the downside. This is crazy. Oh, okay, right here. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. This is so bad, man. Batman. Have you checked your emotions today? How are you feeling now? Do you feel like you are missing out the short? You feel like missing out the long? Are you negative? Are you positive? How you make huge gains? From all these things, what I am watching here is this low here. Okay, this can be a low. If this low is taken here, this is what I am going to watch out because of this area here. Look, he's just just can. This was a 45-degree line, and when the market comes down to this, all of these loans are forced to liquidate. Whoever doesn't liquidate is, has tremendous amount of pain. Now, it's not unusual, it's not rare to see upside, and this is when traders have a tendency to say, right, when they see the market going higher here, they have a long here, the market goes higher. Now, let's go higher. After they refuse to close here, they refuse to close here, they refuse to close here, they refuse to close here. Finally they close way down here. Long throw the tower. Then now the market, they see the market going higher, and they think this way. Okay, I was right. Right? I was right. I was just too early. that thought, if you're having that thought, if you notice you're having those kind of thoughts, you will not lie. It's just lying. You are just lying yourself. And when we lie ourselves, we block. We block ourselves to learn. We cannot learn if you think that way. There's something going on here around this side. There's something going on. There's a lot of value being built below here. You can see some reds here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at what can happen out of this. Look at where this value is being built. Okay, this one comes on top of this one. After all this movement, you can see tremendous amount of volume. Look at what we have up here. Look at what we have down here. Okay, remember what happened yesterday? I guess I didn't show you, but we have. You will see. The thing is, you will see these kind of things all the time. And when I have only candlesticks, I cannot see that. You ever have candlesticks? Okay, I'm blind here. Thinkorswim has really nice profiles. Really nice profile. It also has expanded profiles. I have tried this one as well. I like this expanded profiles as well. I don't like to see opening and close. But if you don't see the volume traded, it's like being blind, man. Really, it takes a lot. It takes away lots of information there. Look at this one. This is crazy. As Jim says, I am not a market profile trader. I use market profile. To gather information. Let's save that chart book. Save as 2021 folder 1. Sierra. Okay. Save. All right. Something might come out of this range here. If I see sideways trading here, this will start to look like short covering. I haven't seen. I mean this. Okay. I haven't checked. Oh, Nvidia super high, Tesla, everything is gapping really high here. Gosh. So the nightmare is over, right? Now I'm going back to the highs. Do you have any questions? When I see these drops here, yeah, when I see these drops, look what's happening to volume here. It's drying here. The market, somebody's just pushing this market lower, 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 pushing higher, higher, higher. Coming back to the opening. Oh, we have a tree here. Look at this. It's a good long here. If you got a short here, it's a good idea to take profits. There might be a reversal here. I don't know, you have this pivot area back and forth from this area here. It's coming to the opening. It's working is very high. Remember that single prints that we have seen there? Good chance to go long, take a long there. Trades are buying dips now. Regardless, trades are buying dips now. Let's see if this market can take back the opening, man. If the next period opens above this area here, there could be something to the upside. But if it opens below, oh, that's what I'm watching here. There's a tremendous push here, back and forth again, from this area again. The resolution was to the upside before, I don't know what's going to, I have no idea what's going to happen now. This is also the high. Remember where this is? This is the overnight high. The most important area is this one up here. Look how it dries here. There can be a sharp upside here. If this one doesn't have downside continuation, there can be a sharp upside here. This market is trying hard to break here. You just can't, man. You just can't. You have volume. You have a little bit of volume coming here. So we have now volume to squeeze, to work on. This can be quick to the upside here. All right, it is 10:23. Unless you have any questions, I'm going to be calling it a day. And I wish you guys a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe, my friends. See you. Where? You.